Team Flock Cover, Evelina here again from Aspect, here on this video to go through the feature Interview GPT and how you can best utilize that after your interviews. So let's go into one of the example interviews here. Interview GPT can be accessed up here to the right. And we built Interview GPT to be your co-pilot and basically assistant in anything that you would need after an interview. So think of it as ChatGPT, but for your interviews. So here you can ask a question or a request and the chat will generate that for you. And these things will be, again, anything after an interview that you might need to do. This could be a follow-up email. This could be detailed notes around a certain topics that you discussed, or maybe even someone asking you a question. It could be a hiring manager or one of the recruiters asking a question after the call. Just ask the chat and you will have the answer to that. So let's start off by using one of the pre-populated prompts that you have here. So we build up a few of the typical use cases that you can use Interview GPT for. First of all, follow-up email, basically asking the chat, based on the interview, write a personalized follow-up email, and you have that email there. And just as you might use ChatGPT to another prompt to steer what you're looking for, here we can ask the chat to change the tone, for example. So see here, thanks, now write the same email but with a less formal and more friendly tone. I asked the chat to do that, and we have a new email, a new follow-up email with that tone. So just like you would use ChatGPT, it's the same workflow here. Another example, let's just start over here. Another example that we made for you here is interview follow-up questions. So based on the interview, generate a list of questions for the next interview. So these are questions that topics you might have touched base on but haven't really discussed deeply, or there are things that might be relevant to bring up in the next interview. So here's a list of a lot of questions, 20 questions that you can ask for the next interview. Another typical prompt that can be used as or a great example, for example, sorry, I just pre-made them. Give me a list of the concerns the candidate has. So there might be a concern candidate has to take this role or based on their situation. So here we've asked the chat to give me a list of concern that the candidate has. Based on the context, the candidate has the following concerns. And again, here's a list of things that might be relevant for you to just keep in mind, or there might be a question that you've gotten. Bear in mind, you can copy paste, or you can copy the text just by clicking here and you'll have it copied to the clipboard, but you can also mark the full text. So yeah, play around with it. Think of it as your assistant on anything you need after an interview.